There are killers, and then there are those who build empires on violence. Salvatore. Sammy the Bull, Gravano was one of the most feared men in America. As the underboss of the Gambino crime family, he was the iron fist for the infamous John Gotti, a loyal soldier enforcing the mob's brutal code with terrifying efficiency. He confessed to participating in 19 murders, wielding the power of life and death. But when the feds closed in, he did the unthinkable. He talked. This is the story of his violent rise, shocking betrayal, and the confession that brought down the most powerful mafia family in American history. How do you live with yourself after 19 murders? You don't see them as people. They're just targets, problems to be solved. The first one's the hardest. But after that, it's just a job. In this life, there's no room for emotion. You pull the trigger, walk away, and go have breakfast. It's just business. And I was very good at my business. Sammy Gravano wasn't born a killer. He was shaped by the tough streets of Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Born in 1945, he dropped out of school in the 8th grade, finding a better education in local social clubs than in any classroom. Drawn to the power of mobsters, this wasn't a movie fantasy for him. It was a career path. He started small, earning the nickname The Bull for his raw toughness. Soon became an associate of the Colombo crime family. His first sanctioned murder came in 1970. Proving loyalty in the mafia isn't just about money, it's about blood. By the late 1970s, Gravano faced the ultimate test of loyalty, ordered to kill his own brother-in-law, Nicholas Scibetta, for being a liability. Disrespecting a powerful mobster, Gravano made a defining choice. He chose the crime family over blood, sealing his allegiance with a brutal act. There was no turning back. By the early 1980s, Gravano was a made man in the Gambino family, running lucrative rackets and earning a reputation as a serious earner. His cold-blooded efficiency became his hallmark. In 1980, after the assassination of a Philadelphia boss, Gravano lured a mob captain to his death, showcasing his talent for planning hits with detached professionalism. But ambition led to clashes with Gambino boss Paul Castellano, culminating in a fatal unsanctioned murder that planted the seed for a power grab. On December 16, 1985, Sammy Gravano became a key architect of Castellano's assassination. Alongside John Gotti, he planned a brazen public execution that sent shockwaves through the 5 families. As Castellano stepped out of his car, hitmen opened fire, leaving the boss of bosses dead. Gravano and Gotti watched from a distance, confirming their success. With Castellano gone, Gotti became the new boss, and Gravano was promoted to underboss. Standing beside the throne, he helped create. As underboss, Gravano was at the pinnacle of the mafia, a millionaire and feared leader. Gotti was the charming public face, while Gravano ensured ruthless precision behind the scenes. But the FBI was relentless, bugging Gotti's headquarters and gathering damning evidence. In December 1990, both were arrested on a massive RICO indictment, facing life in prison. Locked away, the pressure mounted. Gotti's own voice on FBI recordings implicated Gravano in multiple murders. For Gravano, this was the ultimate betrayal. He had killed for Gotti, sworn an oath of silence. Omerta. Now, the man he put on the throne was ready to sacrifice him. In October 1991, Gravano did the unthinkable. He broke Omerta. He agreed to testify against John Gotti, delivering a devastating 9-day testimony. That laid bare the inner workings of the Gambino family. The courtroom was stunned as he confessed to 19 murders and implicated Gotti in 5. Thanks to Gravano, Gotti, the Teflon Don, was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Gravano's cooperation led to nearly 40 high-ranking mobster convictions. In exchange for his testimony, Gravano served just 5 years in prison and entered the Witness Protection Program. But he couldn't stay straight. Leaving the program, he moved to Arizona, got plastic surgery, and co-wrote a best-selling book about his life. Yet the criminal world wasn't done with him. In 2000, Gravano was arrested again, this time for running an ecstasy trafficking ring. The former underboss was now just another drug dealer. Convicted in 2001, he served nearly 20 years before being released in 2017. A 72-year-old man in a changed world. Today, he lives in Arizona, hosting a podcast where he shares his old war stories. The story of Sammy the Bull Gravano is a brutal tale of loyalty, violence, and betrayal. He shattered the code he once lived by to save himself, climbing the ladder of organized crime one body at a time, then kicking it out from under those who stood with him. Was he a hero for taking down a vicious crime boss, or a remorseless killer who exploited a loophole? The truth is, he was probably both. Gravano's confessions didn't just end an era. They exposed the hollow reality behind the myth of mob honor. leaving a complicated legacy that still fascinates us today.